Hi, this is BB. I not too long woke up. Of course, I woke up and there's like cat throw up all over the floor. Right now, I can is what I'm smelling is not. It doesn't have an odor, but there's a fume, some kind of gas. I mean, you know what it feels like. You don't have to have it doesn't have to have a scent to determine what it is, but it's some kind of gas. Whatever it is, also like if I'm sleeping, I'm just about to wake up and I'm waking up to the scent of this thing. It's like I'm seeing all kinds of cartoons, like I'm seeing cartoons. Now I don't know if there's some kind of hallucination they're putting in there. Something that would cause hallucination, something that will cause an altered reality state, something to just. But I'm looking at. This is called illegal drugging. They're illegally drugging me. These people are. How could anybody think that this is right to do, or that they have a right to do this? It doesn't matter what I have done. I haven't done anything that I know of, but I'm just saying, I'm the kind of person who like to put the extreme out there. If I was a prisoner on death row, sentenced to die, and I had an expiration date on me, on my life, they still have no right to do this. I still would have rights. Those prisoners on death row, they have rights. They can't do that to them. They have rights. They're still citizens of this nation and they have rights. They're still living here, breathing, eating, sleeping. They have rights. And the thing is, why would anybody think that they have rights to do this? It doesn't matter what the people who are perpetrating it comes up with. Whatever bogus shit. To me, it's just money. It's money. It's got to be money, because the people who are actually doing it, the spritzing, spraying, hearing the noises on the walls, shit like that. They're just the lackeys. They're the ones who are at the bottom of the food chain. Well, they're one step ahead of me, because I'm like the food chain itself. Whatever they're doing, somehow they're monetizing it to make money. Or in my case, and I do believe this, in my case, it's a camouflage. See, they've done the research. It shows me that the people who are doing this and behind this are people who have done this before. They're too organized to not have done this to people before. They're way too organized. Again, this is another way. This is organized crime. They are way too organized. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly how the police will respond to the people they do it to. The lack of response from the cops, the lack of response from the feds, the lack of response from any government official or authority. We're not making any headways. Our bodies will pretty much result in the same, like peeing blood, losing control of our organs, the heart muscles tightening, the heart attack, blood clots all over, aneurysm, stroke, all kinds of things. And I don't know why they would think they have a right to do this. To get back to the point, the people who are being employed, the people who are just above me, which is the food, they're like at the last rung of the food chain. The people who are literally doing this, the lackeys, the ones who will actually take the fall, probably for a price, if it comes down to it. They will take the fall for a price to keep the big bosses away from getting caught, because the big bosses are the ones with the big money. I think that's how it will work here. They would get paid enough just to keep the big bosses away from getting caught. So they're like, this is organized crime. It's something like you would see in a movie, and we're living it except that we are on the end where we're the one who are being tortured. We're the ones who are being messed with. We're the ones who are being unjustly and have illegal things happen to us, and there's no sense of justice for us because people don't believe us. The first thing is they think that we're using drugs and or have mental problems, or a combination of both, like I said. Because usually they say one goes in hand with the other. The thing is, I don't use drugs. I don't see a need for it. I smoked pot in my late teens, I guess, to piss my dad off. It was something, I was very sheltered as a child. And it was the one thing I could, made me feel special. Like I could get away with that. Of course, when my dad found out, I got my ass beat several times. But let's not talk about that. But that's as far as I went. And now I can't stand pot. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Me, I can't stand it because it just, like a beer for me. You can drink a beer, you nurse the beer, you feel the buzz, you can control it. You can control it. But with pot, you take a pull and it'll take you where it takes you. It'll just, your head is all, and you don't know where you're going to land. To me, that's a loss of control that I don't like. I have a thing about losing control. I don't like that. I like to be my head must be at all times focused, and wondering, and knowing where I am, what I'm saying, what I'm doing. Not because I'm a criminal, but because this is just the way I am. A lot of people are like me. They don't they don't do drugs. Like one woman I knew, she never did pot at all. She never smoked cigarettes. She never did anything. At first, I didn't believe her, but then I believed her after. She never smoked pot. She never had the urge to try it. There are people like us out there, people like her out there. Getting back to all this illegal stuff, think of all the damages that these people are causing. To say what's happening to us, you heard of date rape. But they use Rohypnol. And they get the young lady incapacitated and they rape her, whether it's one person or a group of people. What they're doing to me, how is it different? Maybe people, because doing something illegal to me, like being in my head, telling people, like that. But not just to say it's a romantic way. Say, well, they're looking to know how I feel about them. Like describing everything, what I'm seeing or whatever. And they have to spray stuff in my house. They have to spray stuff in my house to get me to kill. I don't know. The first thing is I don't understand is why are they doing this? Maybe the person who is trying to read my, read thoughts or whatever whether it's a real psychic or electronically done, neural monitoring, whatever they call it, right? They probably have spun the yarn to the lackeys that they need to have me in this altered state for this to happen. They can't do it if I'm not in, sprayed and spritzed all day long. So their job is to keep me with this fucking thing in my head. And they probably have money just showing up in their bank account. They have lots of money coming in, and they're thinking it's somehow they won't get caught. They could be using a friend's account. They could be using a bogus account. They could be using anybody. Because the people who are doing this are hacking. They're hacking as well. So they can make up a fictitious account. It doesn't really matter. But, they're probably telling them that I need to be in this altered state. Maybe to say stupid things, to get angry, to feel frustrated. But what it's really doing is it's killing me. My head is killing me right now. My nasal passages are hurting so bad. My cat is affecting her. See, it's not just me. The spritzing and the spraying is affecting her. It's affecting her colon, her bowels. It's getting to the point where she can't hold her poopy anymore. It just comes out. While I'm becoming constipated. I'm not ashamed to say it. This is happening. The opposite effects here. But the spritzing and the spraying, this is what they're probably telling them, that they have to do that. But I would say at this point, the people who are doing this, and not just in my case, but in any case out there, they know the deal. They know what they're doing. Ultimately, the people who are giving them money to do this, to keep the person, let's call it saturated, want the person dead. This is what it is. This other part is just for entertainment of them, for their entertainment, as well as the people who are doing it. It's all entertainment for them. This is not where the money is coming from. I don't think so. In this case, I don't believe it. Because a friend showed me that on a Dutch television, Dutch, I don't know, maybe Netherlands or wherever, there's actually a TV show where people are going and getting your experience in your head. Now, I don't know how they're doing this. I would have to do some research to see. But these are people who agree to do this for a price. They agree to do it for money. To have a day in their life. But and I don't think they do it for over a year. I don't think that, because think of the I mean, how can a doctor approve of this for a prolonged period of time? And an MD would have to, I don't know what kind of doctors they have in the Netherlands, but I don't understand how this can be approved by a doctor for commercial use. I don't understand that. I know in the Netherlands, their laws are a bit lax because they were the first one who, drugs are kind of legal there. So I don't know why any doctor would approve of this if they don't see the potential damages it would cause the victim. Even if the victim is agreeing to it, that it should be illegal. But that's one thing I'm saying. And the people who I'm dealing with, and I'm saying this, they did their research. They know they've done this to people before. And I believe that the people did their research as well. They started looking into things and they come up with all these things. They find them. So they know exactly what I'm going to find, what's going to happen. Is that they're 10 steps ahead of me, if not 50 steps ahead of me. Because this is not their first rodeo. They've done this before. They know exactly what they're looking for, what the desired effect is. Because everything with them is cause and effect. If they poke me in the face like that, they know what the reaction will be. They know. Because I'm not the only one they've done it to. And they've been doing it to me for a long time. So, but I don't understand this. How can any doctor, because they would have to have a doctor to approve of this, would allow this to happen and not see the neurons in the brain? The person who is allowing this to happen, even if they're saying they allow it to happen, why would they? No, this doesn't make sense. And most of all, in the United States, in this country right here that I live in, I don't think that that's legal. They cannot be. This cannot possibly be. This cannot possibly be. It just cannot. That I cannot see the American Medical Association agreeing to this. And they would have to have medical clearance to do this. They would have to have a patent. They would have to have medical clearance. No, I don't see that. There's no way in hell they would allow this to happen. If they do, then they need to stop this shit now. If they allow this, I'll do some more research into it and get the link out there. What I was told about it, if it's true, then and we're talking about TV, a national TV in that country. I don't understand that. What about the damages to the person? It's not like you're opening a bone flap and you're putting two little men in there to walk around. No, 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 no. All that, those frequencies 24 hours a day will damage that person's mind. It will damage their brain cells. It will damage their arteries. It will cause confusion, early dementia, Alzheimer's, all kinds of things will happen, stroke, aneurysms. It's not gonna, it's bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't know much about it, but just hearing the topical, just the gist of it, it doesn't seem kosher. It seems that's dangerous for people. That's not going to work. Not to mention, if you have to be around, which means you have to have equipment in your house. How are they doing it? They have to have something in your house that's allowing them to be attached to it. I mean, it's not like you're sitting in a studio and you're watching the walls and they want to see it. You're talking about being in the person's shoes, which means day-to-day living. No. No, 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 I don't see that. I can see governments using this technology to find terrorists. I can see that. But for people like me and you, no, they cannot approve something like this. This is, I don't know. I don't care if a person agree to be for money to have people do this. No, no. The American Medical Association would not approve of this. And if they have, then somebody needs to shut this program down. They really do.